Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most pressing international conflicts happening around the world right now. From the battlefields of Europe to the streets of Port-au-Prince, the year 2025 has been a year of unrest and upheaval. We're going to take a hard look at these conflicts, examining the causes, the players involved, and the devastating consequences for civilians caught in the crossfire. These are not just headlines. These are human stories of loss, resilience, and the desperate search for peace. The war in Ukraine grinds on, a grim testament to the human cost of aggression and the fragility of peace. What began as a lightning invasion by Russian forces in 2022 has devolved into a brutal war of attrition with no end in sight. Cities lie in ruins, millions are displaced, and the spectre of nuclear escalation hangs heavy over Eastern Europe. Despite heroic resistance from Ukrainian forces bolstered by Western arms and aid, Russia continues its relentless assault, targeting civilian infrastructure and attempting to grind down the Ukrainian spirit. Peace talks have faltered, with both sides dug in and accusations of war crimes mounting. The conflict has shattered the illusion of a post-Cold War peace in Europe, with global implications for energy security, food supplies, and the very future of the international order. The human toll is immeasurable, with countless lives lost, families torn apart, and a generation scarred by the horrors of war. We'll be speaking with aid workers on the ground in Ukraine, bringing you their first-hand accounts of the devastation and the resilience of the Ukrainian people. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a seemingly intractable struggle rooted in history, religion, and national identity, continues to simmer. Recent years have seen a surge in violence, with rocket attacks from Gaza met by Israeli airstrikes, and clashes erupting in the West Bank. The underlying issues remain unresolved: the status of Jerusalem, the right of return for Palestinian refugees, and the expansion of Israeli settlements in the occupied territories. The humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire, with the population trapped in poverty and despair, their lives restricted by a crippling blockade. International efforts to broker a two-state solution have stalled, with both sides accusing the other of intransigence and a lack of commitment to peace. The conflict has become a rallying cry for extremists on both sides, fueling a cycle of violence and mistrust. We'll delve into the history of this conflict, examine the key issues at play, and explore the prospects for a lasting peace. Sudan, a nation already grappling with poverty and political instability, has been plunged into a full-blown civil war. Rival factions within the military, vying for power, have turned their guns on each other, turning the capital Khartoum into a war zone. Millions are trapped, caught in the crossfire with dwindling supplies of food, water, and medicine. The conflict has reignited ethnic tensions in Darfur, where a brutal genocide unfolded 2 decades ago. Hospitals have been bombed, aid workers targeted, and countless civilians killed or injured in the fighting. The international community has issued desperate calls for a ceasefire, but these have gone unheeded. We'll analyze the causes of this latest eruption of violence, the key players involved, and the devastating impact on the Sudanese people. In Myanmar, the military junta, which seized power in a coup in 2021, continues its brutal crackdown on pro-democracy protesters and ethnic minorities. Thousands have been killed, imprisoned, or disappeared, while the country teeters on the brink of economic collapse. A courageous resistance movement has emerged, made up of ordinary citizens, students, and ethnic armed groups, determined to restore democracy to their country. The international community has condemned the coup and imposed sanctions, but these measures have so far failed to sway the junta. The situation in Myanmar is a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy and the high price of freedom. We'll speak with Burmese activists and human rights defenders, risking their lives to shine a light on the atrocities being committed by the junta. The Caribbean nation of Haiti, already reeling from poverty, political instability, and natural disasters, is now facing an unprecedented wave of gang violence. Powerful criminal gangs control large swathes of the capital Port-au-Prince and other major cities, terrorizing the population with impunity. Kidnappings for ransom have become rampant, targeting rich and poor alike, while extortion and turf wars claim countless lives. The Haitian government, weakened by corruption and instability, has been unable to stem the tide of violence. The international community has provided some assistance, but a lasting solution requires addressing the root causes of the crisis: poverty, inequality, and the proliferation of weapons. We'll investigate the rise of gang violence in Haiti, its devastating impact on Haitian society, and the efforts being made to restore order and hope. The stories we've shared today are a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our world and the human cost of conflict. From Ukraine to Haiti, millions are suffering, their lives upended by violence, displacement, and fear. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of these crises, but we cannot afford to turn away. We must remain informed, engage in dialogue, and demand accountability from those in power. Thank you for watching. Stay informed and stay safe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on global issues.